Direct News TV. Powerful cyclone floods homes, cuts communications in western Myanmar, at least 6 dead, 700 injured. Dhaka, Bangladesh rescuers on Monday evacuated about 1,000 people trapped by seawater 3.6 meters, 12 feet, deep along western Myanmar's coast after a powerful cyclone injured hundreds and cut off communications. 6 deaths were reported, but the true impact was not yet clear in one of Asia's least developed countries. Strong winds injured more than 700 of about 20,000 people who were sheltering in sturdier buildings on the highlands of Sitwe Township, such as monasteries, pagodas and schools, according to a leader of the Rakhine Youth's Philanthropic Association in Sitwe. He asked not to be named due to fear of reprisals from the authorities in the military-run country. Seawater raced into more than 10 low-lying wards near the shore as Cyclone Mocha made landfall in Rakhine State Sunday afternoon, he said. Residents moved to roofs and higher floors, while the wind and storm surge prevented immediate rescue. After 4 p.m. yesterday, the storm weakened a bit, but the water did not fall back. Most of them sat on the roof and at the high places of their houses the whole night. The wind blew all night, the rescue group leader said. Water was still about 1.5 meters, 5 feet, high in flooded areas later Monday, but rescues were being made as the wind calmed and the sun rose in the sky. He asked civil society organizations and authorities to send aid and help evacuate residents. 6 deaths were reported by Myanmar media and rescue groups. Several injuries were reported in neighboring Bangladesh, which was spared the predicted direct hit. Mocha made landfall near Sitwe Township with winds blowing up to 209 kilometers, 130 miles, per hour, Myanmar's meteorological department said. By midday Monday, it had weakened to a tropical depression, according to the India Meteorological Department. The State Administration Council issued disaster declarations for 17 townships in Rakhine State. High winds crumpled cell phone towers, but in videos collected by local media before communications were lost, deep water raced through streets and wind blew off roofs. Myanmar's Military Information Office said the storm had damaged houses and electrical transformers in Sitwe, Kayokpiu, and Gwa townships. It said roofs were torn off buildings on the Coco Islands, about 425 kilometers, 264 miles, southwest of the country's largest city, Yangon. Volunteers previously said shelters in Sitwe did not have enough food after more people arrived there seeking help. Mocha largely spared the Bangladeshi city of Cox's Bazar, which initially had been in the storm's predicted path. Authorities had evacuated hundreds of thousands of people before the cyclone veered east. A Bangladesh government official, Inama Rahman, said the damage was still being assessed, but that about 2,000 homes had been destroyed and 10,000 others were damaged on St. Martin's Island and Teknaf in Cox's Bazar district. He said no deaths were reported. About a dozen people were injured on St. Martin's Island, the Protom Alo newspaper reported. UN agencies and aid workers in Bangladesh had prepositioned tons of dry food and dozens of ambulances in the refugee camps that house more than 1 million Rohingya Muslims who fled persecution in Myanmar. In May 2008, Cyclone Nargis hit Myanmar with a storm surge that devastated populated areas around the Irrawaddy River Delta. At least 138,000 people died and tens of thousands of homes and other buildings were washed away. Roxy Matthew Kaul, a climate scientist at the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology in Pune City, said cyclones in the Bay of Bengal are becoming more intense more quickly, in part because of climate change. Climate scientists say cyclones can now retain their energy for many days. Cyclone Amphan in eastern India in 2020 continued to travel over land as a strong cyclone and caused extensive devastation. As long as oceans are warm and winds are favorable, cyclones will retain their intensity for a longer period, Kaul said. Tropical cyclones, which are called hurricanes or typhoons in other regions, are among the world's most devastating natural disasters when they hit densely populated coastal areas. My name is Kingsley. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to be notified whenever we post. You won't regret it.